Okay, this is the evening of day 7 of making our starter, and I will feed it, but I want to use some of it first, and we're going to mix up a loaf of sandwich bread, not the round artisan crusty. We're going to make a loaf in a loaf pan that you can slice up and have for sandwiches. So we'll make it tonight, then it'll sit in a warm spot overnight, and then tomorrow we'll form it and work with it. So right now I have 1 1/3 cups of water. It needs to be 95 to 100 degrees, and 95.4, so I'm right on. So I'm going to put that in there, and then I want 1/3 of a cup of this starter. This is our starter that we made. So I want 1/3 of a cup of that. That in next. Smells good. Very nice yeasty smell. So, all right, I want 2 tablespoons of honey. And 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So just use this same spoon for olive oil. A 1/3 of a cup, fourth of a cup of sugar. And I'm gonna take my Danish dough whisk, and I'm going to mix that all up. We'll put it on the mixer. And into that, I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of salt. Go ahead and put my dough hook in. And I need some flour. So that's the next thing. And I'm going to start with 3 1/2 cups. Okay, 3 1/2. And I'm going to just let that slowly mix. I'll show you here when it's finished. This is still not come together here in the bowl. I don't know if you can see that or not. Try to get you close enough you can see. It's still sticking to the sides and everything. So I'm going to put another 1/4 of a cup in, and we'll see what that does for us. Okay, I'm going to take this from the mixer, get the dough hook out of it. I did end up adding close to the 4 cups, probably because I put the honey and olive oil in, but I like that because it gives it a nicer crust and keeps it from getting so hard. I'm going to flour my hands a little bit, and I'm going to get in there and get that dough into a ball. I'm going to put that into this bowl that I have oiled. I oiled this bowl just with some olive oil. And I'm going to put this into there. Make sure that I turn it over so everything has been covered with the olive oil. And I'm going to put a piece of saran wrap over this and put it up in my cupboard in my warm spot, and tomorrow morning we'll work with it again. Okay, our bread that we had, the dough that we had in the warm spot overnight, did really good. Here, I'll show you. So it rose really nicely. And it's time to punch it down and form it into a loaf. So we'll get it out here on the counter. I have flour on the counter. Just gonna knead it a little bit. Okay, I'm going to kind of flatten it into a rectangle. Then to work with the air bubbles that might be in it, I'm just going to kind of poke my fingers in it, different places. Any air bubbles in there we can work out. And then just roll it up into a log. Just gonna let that sit there and rest a little bit, and then try to tighten it up a little bit and put it in the pan. So just cover it up. About 10 minutes. Okay, I have let this sit a while, and I have sprayed a bread pan. So I'm going to work with this. Now that it's into a bread shape, I'm gonna put it into this pan. I'm going to put that up in the cupboard and cover it with this cloth up where it's warm in my warm spot until it doubles in size. It'll be a couple of hours. Okay, our loaf of sandwich bread is done. I just wanted to show you here. Get it up a little bit closer so that you can see. And it sits here for 10 minutes before I even take it out of the pan. But in the meantime, I have some butter, and I like to have a softer crust on my bread. And so I'm going to rub some butter, even while it's still in the pan. I'm going to put some butter on top. I like the nice golden brown color. I baked this for 45 minutes. Everybody's oven will vary, but at 375 for 45 minutes. Okay, I'm getting it out of the pan. Came out of the pan nicely. Now, sourdough bread is a little different than regular bread. This smells so good that you just want to cut right into it and get a piece of it. But sourdough bread, if you cut right into it when it's this hot, it'll get soggy. It has to sit for a while. And the way I like to let mine cool so it doesn't have a hard crust is that I wrap it in a couple of dish towels. I'm going to let it just cool with these dish towels around it. That holds the steam in and keeps it from getting a hard crust on it. So I will show you when I cut it.